Welcome to the Verdin Verdict Sports Show. Got my guy Jacob Hester in the building. You got Jeremiah, Jacob, Triple J's. We sound like a law firm on here.
Oh, I don't know. You want me going to law school?
Right.
The good Lord made me good at a couple things, and that wasn't one of them.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your journey, bro. First off, I want to talk about the number 18, obviously, the story. When did you find out that Matt Mock was giving it to you? And then I'm going to give you a double-sided.
Yeah.
Who you think is getting it this year? Who are you giving your stand to? If
I
you
want to see if I'm right on that one. All right. So for me, Matt Mock, 2004, they won a national championship, and he's like, I want to pass this number down. We want it to kind of be a thing, kind of wanted to live on, because Louisiana's the 18th state to join the union. So like 18 means something to Louisiana. And so Jack Marucci and Michael Bonnet and Greg Stringfellow, they all kind of got together, and they were like, okay, well, oh man, I got to take our
We can pause.
Can we pause?
Yeah.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
You're good.
All right, my guys, I apologize.
No worries.
My wife's at home by herself with 5 kids, and I got that call, and it was twice in a row. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute.
Right.
Man, I don't like that one. So sorry about that. So, yeah.
No worries.
So Matt Mock's like, hey, we want to give it to somebody that we feel like does things the right way and is going to be a good representation. And I was shocked I got as a freshman. Like, I wore 13 my entire life.
Yeah.
And I was a Dan Marino fan. I was like, I want 1-3. And, C-Web, Corey Webster wore it at that time. But I was like, I'm on offense. He's on defense. Like, 13, great. Like, we'll roll with it. He wasn't on special teams. He's an All-American.
Right.
So we were going to be on the field at the same time. But then they came to me with the idea, and I'm like, oh, absolutely. Like, if y'all thought of me as a freshman, like, I don't know what I did to, deserve it. I don't think I did anything to deserve it, but I'll take it. And so I got the number 18, and then we just, like, through those years, we're having conversations like, all right, well, like, who gets it next? Like, who's going to be the guy who gets it next? And we passed it down to Richard Dixon, who at the time had all the tight end records before Mason Taylor broke them all last year. And so, like, it kind of started there, and it was like, hey, we want this to be a guy. They kind of describe as like the ultimate Tiger, like on and off the field. Like, we don't have to worry about him getting in trouble outside, and we know he's going to be a leader in the locker room. And so that's like, it just really started to roll from there. And it's been a great tradition to be a part of. And so many great players, and Tre'Davious White, Lloyd Cushenberry, Faustin Morrow, Damone Clark, and you just go like through the list of all the guys. And like, I love Josh Williams getting in last year. My guy bet on himself. He could have gone to smaller places on scholarship. He said, no, the hell with that. I'm good enough to play at LSU. Bet on himself, and then ended up being a reliable piece for the last couple of years. And so it's something, man, I'm extremely proud to be a part of it. I'm humbled to be a part of it. My family's proud to be a part of it. And so I hope it lives on forever. Like, you never know. Like, okay, like, kind of Coach Saban's there, and he kind of like, he okays it, and then Les okays it, and then you're like, okay, cool. Like, and then Coach O okays it, and you're like, man, I sure hope BK is going to okay. And I didn't know, like, because I didn't know BK really coming in. I knew O, right? And like, we had a relationship already from recruiting and different stuff. And like, I'm sitting there, and then the day BK called me, he's like, hey, no, we're gonna keep this thing going. Like, we want y'all to know we're gonna keep this thing going. I was like, all right, all right, good. I appreciate that. And so, yeah, man, it's fun. They take great input, and like, hey, what do you think? What do you see out there? Like, who do you think would be somebody that deserves to wear it? I think there's a couple of guys this year I'd like to see. Look, there's a couple of guys. I'll give you one offense, one defense. Garrett Nussmeyer. He hadn't been on a quarterback since Matt Mock. He's been the only quarterback to ever wear the 18 since it's been a deal.
Interesting.
Right? And so, like, I think, look, it's I made the transition from 13 to 18 too. It's a couple of lines. That's all it is. And so I think Nussmeyer certainly would be like a prime candidate. And then on defense, I've only ever been called into LSU to be a closer on a recruiting visit one time. Never before, never after, and it was Whit Weeks.
Yep.
He was the only guy LSU called me and said, hey, I think this guy wears 18 one day. We want you to come in, tell him the importance of 18, what it means to LSU, what it means to the state of Louisiana, what it means to you and everybody that wore it. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I came in, man, and I gave him the good word. And I'm like, they think a lot of you.
Right.
He wasn't the highest rated guy. And it wasn't like a 2-star or anything, but he wasn't the highest rated guy.
Sure,
they're like,
they're
like, Hester, you got to get him here. Like, I'm like, oh, no pressure. His dad played in Georgia. I know his brother just transferred in, but like, he's from the state of Georgia. So I put on, everything I could. I was just like, hey, that if they're thinking that as if you're a high school junior going into your senior year, and they think that about you already, that says like the most they can say about you. And so it would be cool to close that, full circle moment, kind of close the door on them thinking he was going to wear 18, because he absolutely deserves it.
For sure.
I agree. Right? He's the guy that needs to be wearing 18. And then if he ended up his last year at LSU wearing it, that'd be really cool for me. So one on each, but if I had to pick just one, I'd probably go with Weeks.
Right.
You have 18 and 7 in that linebacker core.
That'd be
Those skill
cool.
numbers.
Yeah.
It would be
Offensively, besides Nuss, I kind of threw out the name of Bauer Sharp.
He definitely, So I've only had a couple conversations with him, and when I say this, it's a term of endearment. He's a meathead, and that's what I was.
Yeah.
In the Phil Steele magazine on my series show, they let us put the all meathead team together, right? And they're like just 22 meatheads, just like dudes that going to run through a brick wall. Jack Hybrid from LSU was on that list as well. So he would be another good one. He's somebody that you hear nothing but great things about. Always in the weight room, does the right things, cool journeys, southeastern Louisiana. Then goes to Oklahoma, comes back to Louisiana. So look, it's a good thing I think that we're all sitting here and we can give you multiple guys that should wear.
For sure. And I think Nuss is probably the ideal favorite in my mind. Just his journey, right? In the era that we live in, he could have dipped out and went to another place in the transfer portal, but he stuck it through. And like you said, good character guy, keeps his nose clean, and I think he's in for a big season. So I think it'd be nice to see him win that 18 if it's not with Weeks.
How cool of a story for Garrett Nussmeier. You're exactly right. He's a unicorn. Nobody does what he does anymore. Certainly that had the skill that he had. How many places could he have gone? Everywhere.
Right.
And played like 2 years ago. He didn't. He waited. He hung around. He didn't take his ball and go home. And it reminds me a lot of my new co-host and my quarterback, Matt Flynn.
For sure.
Matt Flynn. Now, I know you can say, well, it's harder to transfer. It was, but people did it. He was behind the number 1 overall pick. There's no shame in that. Matt was a great quarterback. He was just behind Jamarcus. They were the same class. He stuck around, man. He hung out. He battled every all season, and it was a competition. He lost those competitions, but he kept coming back and kept coming back. They signed Ryan Perilou in 06, number 1 player in the country, but he didn't leave. He stayed around. He competed against him as well, man. So by the time he got to us, the last thing that Matt was going to do was let us down because he had waited for that opportunity. He wanted to lead that team to a national championship, and I never thought we'd see another one, but we're seeing one in Garrett Nussmeier.
I saw the funny story. Y'all had Jimbo on y'all show, and he talked about like Derek Dooley saw it. He had fat ankles.
I mean, think about that.
Like, what the hell?
Hey, you're going to recruit a quarterback, and you're like, we can't take him. He's got fat ankles.
I'm like,
what of all things, we're going to hate on this man's cankles? Now, he does have some cankles, though. But it's like, what are we doing? And they almost didn't take him, and it took Jimbo going to a camp, and Jimbo's like, I call Saban. I'm like, what's Dooley talking about? I mean, don't send him to evaluate a quarterback ever again.
That's where you get that power in the pocket.
That's right.
That's
right. I know.
I do want to ask you this, man. Let's talk about that running back room. I thought last year the numbers might be misleading. I know Caden Durham averaged over 4 yards a carry. So did Josh Williams. I thought that was a little misleading. Me, in my mind, I think Caleb Jackson is the most, I'm not saying he's the best, the most important running back in that room. Because Jacob, when you was playing in the SEC, you got to be able to get, you got to be able to move the chains on third down, 32 on the goal line in the red zone. You got to get them tough yards. I think Caleb Jackson is that thumper, that bruising back that has to have a good year this year. He only averaged 3 yards a carry last year, and I think he's the most important back in his room for this running game to be able to take it to another level. Really across the SEC, like we're wondering who's that back, like who's going to be the star backs. Think about it. Like there's no real running backs here at SEC Media Day, and that like you asked us 5 years ago, it'd been all running backs.
Right.
The running game's changed a little bit in the SEC, and I wanted to get back to what you're talking about because I think the Big Ten has stayed with that. They got 12 personnel, 2 tight ends. They got fullbacks too, and they're coming downhill. And like the SEC's always been the toughest league, and now we're playing a little bit basketball on grass. And I think it's affected the running game to your point, right? And some of it's with the running backs, but a lot I think is just with the line of scrimmage. There's like 4 teams in the SEC that were 95th or worse in yards before contact. Right. So for the running back, he's trying to get started, man. He's in duress like as soon as he gets the football. Right. And you're having to make everything on your own. So I'd like to see like some different diversity in the running game across the board there. I think that would certainly help. And then for Caleb, you're right. Like he's going to make you ooh and ah. The vision's the thing that he needs to continue to work on. At running back, we all like in high school, we could all hit home runs as soon as we got it. Like it's like boom, looking, bounce to the outside, go. And it's like over time, we learn the vision portion of it. And you're either born with it or you're not to some extent, but you can get better at it. It's like you got to have a feel. You got to know if I'm running inside zone, I can feel that backside cutoff. I don't even have to see it, but I can feel it. I can put my foot in the ground. I can get 7 yards. That's what I want to see from him. Like that's that one thing he's missing. He's got the power. He's got the speed. He's got the toughness. So the small vision parts are what I think we need to see from him, even on 3rd and 2, because that's where the crease is really. You got to search some things out. You got to read it. So he is big. I'm glad you said that because we got talented freshman running back. I can't ever tell you what I'm going to get from freshmen, even if they're 5-star. I don't know. I need a veteran player to go with Caden Durham, and he's the only one.
That's what I'm saying.
He's the only option that you have in that role. He has to step up. He will be big for LSU this year. And also, throw him a swing pass. Get him in space. Let him go downhill a little bit. Now, don't fall into tendencies. Like, make him stay in there and pass protect a little bit as well. And he's got to continue to grow there. But that's a guy in space. If he's struggling with vision, how do I help? How do I fix that? I give it to him in space where he's got multiple options to just go and go downhill. I mean, we all saw the video last year in training camp. That was what weeks he put on his back. One of the best linebackers in the country.
For sure.
He's got that in him.
For sure.
I'd love to see LSU utilize him in that way.
You brought up another point that I was about to make. I think Josh Williams is going to be so unappreciated because of things that you just talked about. Pass protection. The game when the touchdown Nussmeyer threw to the Kyron Lacy.
Feet.
He was the one sliding over in pass protection. Like, he did a lot of those things. Will they miss that this year in pass pro?
Absolutely.
That's a part of the game nobody talks about.
I wish I could give you a different answer, but I need to see it. We hope Caden's a freshman.
Yep.
So we hope he grows and develops. Josh was what we call like the fixer. What's the problem? Doesn't matter. Fixer.
Swiss Army knife.
We got him. Put him in there. He's pass protection. We got him. 3rd and 1. Hey, we got him. Hell, he'll lead block for you if you need him to. Got him. And nobody, I don't want to say nobody, that's not what it was. A lot didn't respect what he did. And I would get on my radio show and I'd be like, Josh Williams. He's a walk-on. He wasn't rated. I'm like, y'all got to stop stargazing. You just got to turn on the tape. And when you turn on the tape, he fixed problems. Whatever the problem was. I say it's going to be an issue because I don't know who that guy is going to be. I'm not saying there can't be one, but any big 3rd down, who tried it on the field? 18. Any big 3rd down because they knew he was going to get the job done.
Even in short yardage, they leaned on Josh. I thought his durability kind of was weighing on him this season, and they couldn't always give him the ball.
He was taking some shots.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. You know, so I just wonder, can Caleb fill that void this year?
Somebody has to.
Yeah.
It's either got to be Caleb or it's got to be Durham. It has to be one of those two. Freshmen can do it. I'm not saying they can't, but when a freshman gets in the game, to ask him to be stout in pass protection is a difficult task. That's something that you grow over time.
Off the edge.
Yeah, and you grow over time.
Yeah.
And there's things you got to do. Like, I got to chip Dylan Stewart, but I can't hit him too hard because I don't want to knock him off. And my tackle's like, wait a minute, you helped me too much, and now he's inside. Like, there's little nuances and stuff like that people don't think about. Like, when you're helping, you can help, but you got to help to a certain extent. When you're a freshman, you're just like, I'm going to bat out of hell. I'm going to go try to knock him off his block. It's like, but you just screwed your tackle.
Right.
So those are little bitty things that, as a freshman, I'm raising my hand. I wasn't perfect at by any means. So you're right, and it's a good way to put it. Caleb has to step up to take over some of that Josh Williams, but I don't think it can be one guy. I think it's got to be both those guys.
For sure.
What goes into preparing to become the fixer, mindset wise, training wise? Like, I feel like you had a lot of roles as well, halfback, fullback, 38 tackles on special teams. Like, what how are you able to just turn that on and like, all right, cool, I'll do anything? What is a coach?
Man, you got to be the most prepared guy in the room. Any question the coach is about to ask, you're answering before he gets it out of his mouth. But like, I know my limitations. I am a 4'5'8" guy every day. It ain't gonna be any better. It ain't gonna be any worse, right? I'm gonna be 5'10". I'm gonna be 225 pounds, and it's gonna be some muscle, not a lot. So I know who I am as a player. I had to play off of those strengths, but my biggest strength was I knew what was coming before you did it.
Yeah.
In pass protection, so many guys get so worried about being perfect and getting to the spot and using this, that, and the other.
Being robotic.
Being very robotic. And also, like, they create problems for themselves that aren't really there. They chase ghosts. If I'm on, not to trying to get too technical, all right, so a basic key protection. The offensive line has the 4 down guys and the Mike linebacker. I've got everybody else. I've got safety, nickel, corner, backside, will, safety, corner. I've got all of them, right? And as a freshman, you're searching. You're policing the area. You're like, who's coming? Because you don't know. You're just looking for somebody. Oh, my guy didn't come over here. Let me look over here. Let me go chase over there. You're late getting out. You might knock your tackle off his block. If I'm a veteran player and I study and I know what I'm doing, I know off alignment.
Tendencies.
This guy can't come. When this guy's cheated over here, that nickel does come. They're not going to bring this nickel and bring this guy. I peek front side, but I immediately go backside. You can tell based off where they're at because there's no way that if this safety's playing over here closer to the middle of the field, this corner over here, he can't come.
Right.
It's bad defense if he does.
Right.
And if he does and they trick us, our quarterback's going to see it, throw a dart, it's going to be an 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
So when you're prepared like that, to your question, Josh was that guy. And if I know what you're doing before you do it, my 4.58 goes to a 4.43. The 4.43 goes to a 4.58 because he's not in tune to what's going on, because he doesn't anticipate, because he doesn't know the defense can't do A, B, and C if they're lined up like this. So those are things like I had to do. Not that I was Charlie try hard. Like
right.
I had to do those things to play NFL level of third down running back, which I was able to do, or play running back in the SEC. Like I'm not, running the football, that's something, okay, yeah, we can all do that. But it was like, what are the little things? What's the lanyard that I can do to try to separate me and make up for some of the athletic ability that other guys have on me?
My next question for you, and it's a big question mark for me, the O-line, bro.
Yeah.
I look at the O-line, super talented. You look at Weston Davis, large human, you got the ability. Haven't seen him do it.
Yeah.
Then you got Tyree Adams, who played a lot of guard last year. Didn't play that blind side. That's a tough task for him in his first year. And then you got what they're going to do with DJ Chester. Is he going to stay at center? He's going to move to guard. Is Braylon Moore going to be the center? Does Josh Thompson move to right guard? Does Mabinga slide?
Yeah, where's he fit in?
We don't know. So I just think it's a lot of question marks. And then it's having that continuity with the offensive line with so many new pieces, because DJ Chester's the only one that's returning that play last year.
Exactly.
A significant time. What happens with that O-line when you
look, we can't come up here and pump sunshine. It is a question. And you can't have 4 guys drafted into the draft from one group and be like, oh, we'll be good. It'll be fine. You lost the number 4 overall pick at left tackle. You lost, look, it's Garrett Nussmeier's future brother-in-law. Like he knew he was going to do whatever he had to protect him, right? And so the chemistry part that you're talking about, that is a position group that I do think, though, benefited from the 15 bowl practices more than anybody.
I didn't think about this.
Because think about the guys that didn't play in that game, right?
Yeah.
We used to call the backup O-line the bomb squad. Well, the bomb squad got 15 practices. Now, Miles Frazier was the one that stuck around.
Yeah, yep.
And when I talked with Miles down to Senior Bowl, he's like, I took it upon myself to play. I had to be the mentor for that group. I think those 15 practices and playing in that game against Baylor, I'm not saying that it's going to create an all-American offensive line, but just the first time out, it's not going to be against Clemson. They had at least that one experience. So you're counting on stuff like that, and you're counting on your transfers. You go to Northwestern, you go to Virginia Tech, 2 Power 4 programs. They have to give you what they were brought in here for. Look, today as we sit here, what is it? July 15th. I can't tell you left or right. I can't tell you.
Right.
I can't tell you left or right now what it's going to look like. I don't even know that I can tell you one, because there's so many different combinations that it could be. And DJ Chester, you're right. Like, well, he might play guard. I think there's talent there. I love the bowl game experience, but you lose 4 guys that went to the league. That is going to be a position group you have to eye hustle for a long time to see if they gel.
And the next thing about it, when you look deep into it, Nuss is not a super mobile quarterback.
Right.
And if they can't keep him clean, bro, that makes me wonder, can this offense reach its full potential?
You need a clean pocket with a pocket passer. That's why it's called, that's why it's called a pocket passer. And I think it's more important for Nuss, for the interior, to be strong than even the tackles.
Yeah.
Okay, because with the tackles, there's things that the quarterback can dictate. He can dictate the pocket a little bit. He can step up. If you run around the corner, he can step up, step out, find an arm slot. If you got pressure in the middle, there ain't nowhere to go. There's nowhere to step up to. That void is filled. So you got to have a center and 2 guards, whatever your best 3 are in that position, whatever it looks like, whoever's at center, whoever's at guard. Because if you give Nussmeier that, he can step. We saw against Florida last year.
Yep.
I know they lost the game, but think about some of those times he stepped up in the pocket. Ole Miss, we saw it. He stepped up into the pocket. I mean, the full 5 yards, deliver a strike down the field. They got to get center and guard figured out before anything else.
And the thing I was saying the other day, too, is dial it back to BK's first year, 6 different offensive line combinations through 6 weeks. We might not even see the final product in week 1. It could continue to be piecemeal and whatnot, especially with Brad Davis. I thought he's a mastermind. Going to be able to fix all kind of things. things. I want to ask you about this. Getting Matt Flynn back in Baton Rouge, like what's that like? What's that like working with him, getting the duo back together? How's that been?
It's been awesome. Matt's one of my best friends, was in my wedding, like the whole deal, right? We're roommates in college. Actually, we were roommates my freshman year, his redshirt freshman year, and Jimbo said we like to have too much fun, and he split us up. But we had fun. Yeah. We had fun the first year. Yeah. Nothing crazy, but so yeah, we've always been close, and T-Bob's my boy too, and it hurt to lose T-Bob, but T-Bob's a star.
Oh, what?
And T-Bob's a Barstool star. Like, that is who he is. Like, that's his personality, and so I'm so happy for my guy because, like, I'm very fortunate. I get to do the Sirius XM every day and have a national show, and T-Bob, he deserved to be national. He did, and I'm so glad he got that opportunity. And I'll be honest though, when he left, I'm like, okay, well, who do we get? Who do you get to replace a T-Bob Hebert? It's very, very difficult. I didn't think there was any chance Flynn would do it. He's got the My High business that I'm wearing here. Like, he's busy. And I threw it out there one day. I'm like, hey, what if? And I thought absolutely he'd slam it down. He's like, well, okay, well, tell me about A, B, and C. And so I tell him about it. He's like, look, I think we can get that done. I'm like, okay, like, don't play with me now. Like, we need to find a new coach. And, like, once he was in, I was fired up because, look, the one thing, and Matt will tell you, like, he ain't gonna know the third string snapper for Arkansas. Like, and look, my brain, that's how it works. I know stuff like that. I'm like, I don't need you to know that stuff. He knows football as well as anybody I've ever been around. Like, the true X's and O's portion of it. And think about it. Look, he played a decade in the NFL. He played as high of a level as he did in college. I mean, Super Bowl national champion. He's done it all. And so, like, that's the part I'm most excited about is him evaluating Garrett Nussmeier, him evaluating the offensive line, pass coverages. Like, I thought I knew, like, coverages really well, and he's like, no, hold on, give me the pen. Like, nah, brother, no, you stick to the run game. I got this. And, like, so his insight into that is something I've never really been able to have. And so, like, we got this new, like, interactive board in our office where we can watch tape and we can circle and we can draw arrow. That's the stuff I'm really fired up for because he's really going to be able to break it down at a level that I don't think a lot of people have seen.
That's like John Madden, bro.
That's what, I was like, don't give him a pen and a teleprompter and let him go because he ain't gonna shut up. we'll see, man. I'm super excited. I'm glad he joined us. It's funny, he wasn't a baseball guy. Like, he's football, and he joined the show in the middle of the Omaha run. So, like, he got a baseball jersey, got the baseball itch, and he was ready to go. So we got him loving baseball too.
I do want to ask you this, man, because it's been a hot topic over the last 24 hours. Greg McElroy said that it's a chance that Saban might come back to coaching. What's your take on that, and do you think that's a real thing?
I don't think it is. So I played for Coach Saban when I first got to LSU, recruited by him, love him. Gosh, he'll reach out to me every now and again, so I truly appreciate that. It's been a long time since I played for him. That's just the kind of guy that he is, and I think he's at peace. Like, just knowing him like I do, I think he's at peace. I can't imagine, like, where's he going to go? What's bigger than what he left? Right now, maybe if they clean some things up and they get it to more of like the all the extra stuff, the surrounding stuff, where he's like, okay, I can coach ball again. Maybe, but, like, is Alabama going to say, Kalen DeBoer, hey man, thanks, but we got to send you back, man? I don't see that happening. So I know Greg played for him and played quarterback, but I can't imagine that happening. I think he's pretty content where he's at. But look, I also said he wouldn't leave Miami to go to Alabama, and he did. So if he did, I guess my question is, it would have to be a massive, huge job. It'd have to be the blue bloods. It'd have to be the ones
LSU.
Ohio State, LSU, Michigan, maybe something like that. I think for him to even, like, think about it.
And like Roman Harper said, Miss Terry have to sign off on it.
Miss Terry is the boss.
The boss.
No doubt about it.
The boss of the
group. Look, Miss Katie's the boss of my house. I get it. But, yeah, if Miss Terry don't want to go somewhere, they ain't going.
I want to ask you about that now that you brought your wife up. Something that you proposed to her at the Arkansas game.
I did.
I got a question. All right. So what happened hypothetically if y'all lost that game? You're going to do it. You're going to wait?
I was going to wait to the bowl game. Wasn't going to do it. You can't do it after a loss.
No, right. That's what I was saying.
Man, old fella that did it for Florida State. They lost to Jacksonville State, and this man proposed.
Yeah. I'd have been pissed.
My God, I hope your marriage is going well.
Yeah.
But as your teammate, I would have been like, what are you doing? We just lost to Jacksonville State. You out here on one knee?
Bro,
oh, my gosh.
Would have had a players' league meeting.
Yeah, you can't. So, no. Look, I did it where I did it because you're not gonna get 20-something tickets to an LSU game. And her one deal was I want all my family there. I'm like, all right. So nobody went to the Little Rock game. Like it wasn't an easy drive. So I got everybody's kind of tickets, put them together, and we got all our friends and family there. And so it was a good they were top 10. It was a top 10 matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that wouldn't make McFadden, huh?
That was McFadden, yeah. We won the game and went to the Sugar Bowl, but they went to the SEC championship game even though we beat them. Like they were that good that year. So it was like a marquee matchup. I was like, this will be a memory we'll always have. But it was a close game. My dad had the ring in the stands, and my dad's a Marine. He wasn't gonna give me that ring if we lost. So
for sure,
yeah. So I was like, all right, we win, I'm doing it. We lose, I'm doing it in the bowl game. And if we lost that, I don't know what I would have done.
I hate to bring up the regroup.
I hate to bring up this tragic memory, but I gotta ask because I was in the building when this game happened. 21 years ago, you lose the Hornville in the state championship. Yeah. What happened, man? What happened?
I carried the ball twice. I don't know what happened. I got MVP of the game,
bro. Everybody,
but I only touched the ball in the run game twice. I think it was a corner route. Caught a corner route and went like 65.
You scored the first touchdown of the game.
Yeah, went like 65. Yep. I caught a pick 6.
Yeah,
and went the distance about another 65, 70, something like that. And I touched the ball 2 more times. To this day, man, it's one of the things I don't know. I don't know what
gave Hornville a chance.
No, they were good though.
Yeah, it was really good.
Darius Renard, and like they had a fullback that I think was Oregon State.
Turner.
Yeah, they were
Craig Turner. That was his name.
They were
the receiver, Greg Populous.
They were a good football team.
They had a good safety that with the Louisiana Tech. Knockan was his name.
So look, they played better than us, but I wish I could have gotten the football a little bit more in that game. I don't know why, man. Now the guy that got like our running back, the other guy, he played at TCU, so he's a good player. So I don't want but I would have liked to touch the football a little bit more in that game. But I credit Hornville. And Darius Renard lets me know about that game all the time. All the time.
Bro, nobody gave them a chance.
No.
Nobody gave him a chance. That was a good game.
It was really like 45-41, something like that. Yeah.
And that's when Evangel was Evangel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It was like. Like 2 years after that, they still kind of were Evangel.
Yeah,
they started to fall a little bit.
Yeah, just kind of.
Sure.
Yeah. West Monroe, not West Monroe anymore.
No,
I don't know what. Now Ruston's taking over.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
I know. So yeah, shout out to Hornville, man. I give them their flowers. They showed up that day for sure.
Yeah.
What's some of the stories that you still hold with you to this day that you can remember like it was yesterday about 2007 and that whole entire run?
I'll tell you, one I always tell people. So like, look, we get crazy year, triple overtime losses, whatever. And we find out we're going back to the Natty because all these 7 teams had to lose. Like that was really cool. But like for me, the moment that stands out, once we got back in, like the 72 Dolphins couldn't beat us. You gave us too many chances. Mm-hmm. We ain't gonna let this slide, right? So Ohio State gets up 10-0, quick in that game in the Superdome, like quick. Mm-hmm. Beanie hits a run down the sideline, and I'll never forget this. We're down 10-0. Things aren't going our way. Flynn looks at me and says, "We're good. We're good." Like the most calm, like he's like, "Ain't no thing." And it's like, all right. So like our quarterback, I'll never forget the way he said, because that's not like Matt to say something like that. But he's like, "We're good. Ain't no thing." And he was so cool in that moment. And almost like he knew what we were about to go do. And we went and scored like the next 3 drives or something. And like the way he said it, how he said it, just gave like us the ultimate confidence of it don't matter who we're playing today. It don't matter what they do. We're not losing this game. And so like that to me, like that stands out, just the moment in that game, even though we're playing the Ohio State Buckeyes, they're up 10-0. Our leader, our quarterback, to just give us that message. And it was so like nonchalant for him, but like meant everything to us.
What I'm not understanding, and maybe you could break this down a little better for me, everybody's picking Texas, Georgia, Alabama at the top of the SEC.
Yeah.
But none of those teams have a returning quarterback.
Right.
South Carolina, LSU, Vanderbilt, and Florida, the only teams that have a returning quarterback. Of course, we're not going to put Vanderbilt into it.
Diego Pavia, though, I'm a fan of him.
He took.
He got that moxie.
He took. What he did to Alabama last year was cool.
Yeah.
But
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Why do you think people
out of habit? Yeah. Out of habit, you come to SEC Media Day and you're like Georgia, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Alabama. And I get it. Like they earned that. They've earned that. They built up that equity. But it's really my narrative. It's like the teams that have been at the top don't have a quarterback. The teams that are fighting to get there, South Carolina, Florida, LSU, they're not. LSU is like in a different category than those others because they've won national championships. So I'm saying over the last 3 years, whatever it might be. and they've got the quarterback.
That's
and
what I'm
how's
saying.
that dynamic going to play out, right? Is Georgia going to be able to get enough to make up for what LSU and South Carolina had? Is Alabama didn't bring their quarterback. That speaks loud to me. They didn't bring their quarterback here. Ty Simpson didn't win that job yet. That's what that tells me.
Yeah, and they're trying to change it. First, they were saying it was a quarterback battle. Now they're trying to say it's Ty Simpson's job. Make your mind up.
Him not being here is loud to me.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
Very loud.
I think that's what's going to make the league so fun is the quarterback chaos, good, bad, or indifferent. Right? Everybody's either got a guy, they think they might have a guy, or they know they're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's some teams I think they know they're in trouble at quarterback, and I don't think they can overcome it. I think it is so important to have a quarterback this year. That's why, like, Nussmeier is so important for LSU. He's going to give them a chance in every single game, and we are going to have a shakeup in the SEC. I'm not saying for this year, next, and the next three, but for this season and this year, there's going to be a shakeup at the top because of the quarterback.
And Kirby Smart came out and said over 50% of his roster
Year 1 and year 2.
year 1 and year 2.
And that's the SEC champions we're talking about. Like, they're getting hit with that draft.
They are.
A lot, but like that's my.
I just think they're not giving Nuss and LSU enough credit, knowing that he's a returning starter. And look, people can say what they want about Nuss. He had his bad moments, but he had a lot of really good moments.
Yeah.
And he had you excited about coming into this year because year 2 in recent history
been really good for LSU.
Magic year.
So we're really good, no doubt.
And that last thing before we let you get out of here, man, rapid fire.
Okay.
Favorite football player of all time.
Mike Allstott.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mike Allstott, yeah, no doubt.
Man, I used to be so good with him on what was the name of the game? Not Mad.
Blitz?
Game Day.
Oh, yeah.
Game
I know
Day.
what you're talking about.
Yeah. Favorite artist to listen to when you was getting hyped for a game?
Oof, hype for a game, so I guess a different answer than most. Man, I didn't like let's get jacked up, let's get loud, man. I wanted to be like cool and like in my moment. Like my answer for like anything I'm listening to is gonna be like some R&B. I got R&B Thursday on my show, so like give me some Usher.
Ooh,
Usher or something. So like I'm gonna like get a different mindset. It's like the calm before the storm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Favorite place to visit?
San Diego. That's where I lived there for 5 years. If I can get back, I'm getting back.
For sure.
Yeah, it is.
Favorite sneaker all time?
Oh my gosh! All right, so you remember the old Nikes that had the big, and they came back Air in the bubble letters.
The Air Max?
Yeah,
I think that's a 96 Air Max.
Yeah, I think it is 96, 97. I think
yeah,
you're right. So
yeah.
I'll tell you a quick story. Favorite shoe, I had it in it like I say every color. We were poor. I had it in 3 colors, right? And I thought, man, it came back. And I got my son some for basketball season, and I didn't know the kids. It ain't back with the kids. It's back with like us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he's like, Dad, these chunky. These are like Timberlands. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, man, you don't know. Like, these were big.
Yes,
so like, I would say that like when I was in 6th grade and I wore that shoe to school for the first time, I sharpened my pencil 10 times that day.
Me too.
Let me get up a little more.
Me too, for sure. Toughest opposing player you went against?
Patrick Willis. In college and pros.
Ole
Best
Miss.
football player I ever played against.
Ole Miss.
Better than Ray Lewis. Better than Troy Polamalu. Better than James Harrison. Better than Ed Reed. And I love Ed. Ed's the second best. This is Patrick Willis. Patrick was smarter than you, faster than you, and stronger than you. That's a bad combination for me to have success. And then he'd knock you in the dirt, help you up and say, hey, sorry, man, you'll get him next time. Like, it was nice. Like, what do you do? Like, no, I'm supposed to hate you. It's like, I can't hate you.
Right.
Dude, he only played a short period of time.
I know.
Because that's just who he was. But you have to know him a little bit. That's who he was. Football wasn't him. Like, he played football. It didn't define him. He was so good, man. It's not close as Patrick Willis.
What is he doing now? Coaching?
I think he does look like I think he's got some land in Tennessee. He got a little country boy to him.
Okay.
Right? So he's got some land. He's got some land in Tennessee.
Gotcha.
He's doing a little bit here and there, like public speaking, some coaching, helping out some youth. And so, great dude, great human being, and just a tear on the football field.
Yes, indeed. Favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time? I like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. It's a little bit out there, but I love it. I think it's well done. Boondock Saints. Boondock Saints.
Go on.
I watched that in college, like all the time, all day, every day. A sports movie for me, Cinderella Man.
Cinderella.
I'll tell you why. As a father, to see him go through the struggles of feeding his family, he had to go find a way to get a loaf of bread for his family.
For sure.
When I saw it for the first time, I didn't appreciate it. When I saw it as I'm 5 children deep,
He matured.
I'm like, man, that like because it's a real story, right? So I'm like, this man had to like do whatever he could for a loaf of bread and had to like ration it out to his family. So like the story more than like the actual movie, but just the story of that man, it changed once I got older. So like if I'm like trying to quote a movie, like throw like Major League up there or something, you know?
Yeah. I don't know why I thought you was about to say Sandlot.
Benny the Jet Rodriguez. Maybe because I couldn't catch Benny.
No, man, we appreciate you coming on, bro. Big fan of the show. Y'all, you and Matt gonna do big things.
Appreciate that. Yeah, like I told y'all, man, I'm a fan of y'all. I've seen y'all from afar. Y'all doing a great job. Keep grinding. Keep doing your thing, because y'all starting to start something pretty special, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah,
Appreciate
no
it.
doubt.
We have to do this again.
Absolutely. Let me know.
Definitely.
Appreciate y'all.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, y'all as well, man. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, sir.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that start, man.